a dire Chiefs and Cyclones fan, and here's why Iowa State is a top 10 team for the next 5 years. My name's TJ Cole. Welcome back to Cyclone Kingdom. The number one recruiting class in 2027. Your Iowa State Cyclones. Cry about it all you want. I know I'm going to get Kentucky fans in the comments, Iowa fans in the comments, Kansas State fans in the comments, Nebraska fans in the comments. Bring them on. But remember the facts. Remember the facts that Iowa State has the number one recruiting class in 2027. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your pet, but the Iowa State Cyclones. TJ Otzelberger has completely transformed Ames, Iowa, Hilton Coliseum, and Iowa State University. He's loyal, he's got the contract extension, and now he has the recruiting classes. He's been good before. He's brought in Mila Momcilovic. He's brought in Omaha Blue, even though he didn't pan out. He's brought in Joshua Jefferson, even though he was a transfer. He's recruited guys, Jamarian Bateman, Killian Torre. I mean, he has done the due diligence, and now it's paying off. I mentioned Omaha Blue, and you're like, well, you mentioned a guy that's not going to pan out, that didn't pan out. Omaha Blue didn't want to play defense. Omaha Blue didn't fit in with the mold of what TJ's doing. You know who does? Killian Torre, Jamarian Bateman, Dominiscus Plata. You know who else does? Donovan Davis, Josiah Harrington, and Jack Conan. The number one recruiting class, not in the Big 12, not in the Midwest, in the United States of America. What does this mean for Iowa State basketball? It means that the respect that they've earned over the past 5 years, screw you or they haven't had an Elite Eight. They haven't been healthy. They have not been healthy. And I'm sick and tired of people saying Iowa State's not an Elite Eight team. They're not very good. Give us a healthy March and see what happens. Give us one. Give us one. The last time it happened was 2023 with a freshman Mila Momcilovic making freshman mistakes. I'm sick and tired of this. Oh, you're only a Sweet 16 team. Baloney! Everybody knows that they're a top 10 team. They have severe season-altering injuries. If your best player from your favorite college team got hurt and you didn't go far in the tournament and people said, see, I told you weren't good, how would you feel? Because what Iowa State fans go through every single March, Joe. Every single March. 2025, Josh Jefferson. Or 2026, Josh Jefferson. 2025, Keyshawn Gilbert. 2014, George Niang. Shall I go on? Shall I go on? Taman Lipsey was never healthy until his senior season. Was always playing through stuff. So this recruiting class where they're number one and they deserve the recognition, they deserve the respect of a top 10 team. You know why no one's going to give it to them? Because they don't watch sports. And they don't watch injuries. They don't listen to what injuries play a factor in these games. All they see is what you did. And injuries aren't an excuse. Iowa State needs to play better. And it needs to be a next man up mentality. But when you lose a top 10 player, which Josh Jefferson was last year, when you lose Keyshawn Gilbert, who was a top 10 guard 2 years ago, you're not going to have success in March if your best player is hurt. That is why being the number one recruiting class is huge for Iowa State basketball. Massive. Because it shows that over the next 3 to 5 years, of which TJ Otzelberger will be the head coach of Iowa State University, and the men's basketball program will be elite, it's because of what work they've put in. And it's because of the recruiting classes they put in. I could go on and on and on about what the seasons look like when Iowa State actually has all their chips on the table. But there's no need to. I already spent the first minute or two doing that. The point is, as we look forward now, you better pay your respects. You better pay your respects to one of the best teams in college basketball. Your Floridas, your Arizonas, your Dukes, your Michigans. Iowa State's right there with them. You can laugh and scoff all you want. You can laugh and scoff and say they're not an Elite Eight team. All I know is they got the top recruits in the nation going to Iowa State University. Oh, 44th ranked, 48th ranked, 81st ranked. That's top 100 players in college basketball. Or in high school basketball right now. Top 100 players. Do we know how many people play high school ball? Do you know how many people play high school ball? Tens of thousands. How many of them get D1 offers? How many of them go D1? How many of them pan out in D1? We just got 3 in the top 100 in the span of 3 months? I mean, stop it, man. Stop disrespecting this team that has been perennial top 10, top 15. And finally, last March was getting the respect they deserve of people picking them to go to the Final Four. Of people picking them to go to the Elite Eight. This is who Iowa State basketball's been. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, pal. You're late to the party. Because Iowa State basketball has been this way since TJ Otzelberger's 3rd season. The first year he got to Iowa State, they just gone 2-20 and 0-19. And he took them to the Sweet 16 as an 11 seed, beating LSU and a very good Wisconsin team. Do you remember Johnny Davis? Does no one remember Johnny Davis and what he was doing to Big Ten teams? Which Michigan apparently is, and Big Ten is the powerhouse conference now because Michigan just won the national championship. Do you remember what Johnny Davis was doing? TJ Otzelberger took a 2-20 team, transformed them into a tournament team, and got them to the Sweet 16. And played a 10 seed Miami, where if we play a lot better that day, we go to the Elite Eight. That was his first year. So by 2023, when Iowa State was a 3 seed, no one should have been surprised. In 2024, when Iowa State was a 2 seed, no one should have been surprised. This is who they've been for 5+ years. So why are we now saying that Iowa State can't be this for the next 5 years? I know a lot of experts are saying that, but the rest of the college basketball world and college basketball fans need to get with the picture and understand what you're watching. Because yes, your team might be good. So is Iowa State. So is Iowa State. Guys, Final Fours, national championships, they're borderline impossible to win. Now, if you're a Kentucky or a Duke or a North Carolina, you've had success in the past. I'm talking about right now in the NIL era. Do you know how hard it is to win a national championship? Do you know how hard it is to get to a Final Four? I've been giving Kentucky fans grief, but here's the point. Kentucky hasn't been relevant since 2018. North Carolina hasn't been relevant since Marcus Page. Like, North Carolina went to the Final Four a year or two later, then to a national championship a year or two later, but it was a one-off. They've been terrible. They just fired their coach and hired a coach from the NBA. Michigan, up until Dusty May got there. Do we want to talk about what Michigan was? Duke has never been the same. Like, it's so hard in the NIL era to be consistently successful. And TJ Otzelberger and the Iowa State Cyclones are consistently top 25. Consistently. Year in and year out. I can't remember a single year. I think there was 1 year since TJ's been here where Iowa State hasn't been top 25. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Considering where we are in college sports. Just look at the Brendan Sorge situation, which we've talked ad nauseum about on Cyclone Central. This is who Iowa State is. And by the way, it's who they're going to continue to be. The #1 recruiting class, yes, it's amazing. Yes, it's exciting for Iowa State fans, but we shouldn't be surprised. We should not be surprised. Because the same people that are saying Iowa State's not very good are the same people wanting TJ Otzelberger as their coach. Which way is it? Which way is it? Is Iowa State not good? Or is their coach not good? Because it can't be both. Is Iowa State really good or is their coach really good? Because it can't be both. Iowa State is here to stay. And if we stay healthy for a March, look out below, man. Look out below. Leave your comments down below what you think about Iowa State's #1 recruiting class in 2027. Will it stay that way? Who knows? Things fluctuate with these things. But as of right now, the #1 team in basketball recruits for 2027 in the United States of America is your Iowa State Cyclones. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned into all Chiefs and Cyclones content. And as always, roll Clones. And how about those Chiefs?